Well, and the thing is, the chemistry is different with every human being.
Hmm.
You can take someone, and I've talked to the people that they eat terribly. They don't exercise. They smoke. They drink a little bit too much.
Huh?
They have no health problems. Someone
Yeah.
else does everything right, and they have health problems. So I kind of think, and everything that I've read, if you read between the lines, is just use common sense. Anything to an extreme is probably not good. Yes, I like cheeseburgers. Do I eat cheeseburgers every day? No.
The sad life.
I wish I could. I don't. Um, oh, don't eat sweets. Well, yeah, is having a piece of cake once a month going to be a problem? And we are, and maybe we already always had been in the past, and I just didn't realize it. But we tend to like fads and then do things to the extreme. Oh, I need to lose weight, so I need a diet. If I eat nothing but kale, I'm going to do this.
Concept.
That's not good. You're better to be 20 pounds overweight and maintain that over the course of your lifetime than the yo-yo. I've had dozens of doctors tell me that. Yo-yo weight is not a good on your system.
Right.
No, that doesn't mean you should be 300 pounds at 5'10" and maintain that your entire life. I'm not saying that, but a yo-yo diet's not good. We go to extremes with so much in our society when I think the smartest way to go about things is just common sense. Does it seem right to just only do this? Doesn't pass the smell test. Doesn't pass the smell test.
I think I'm thinking about that idea of, okay, so you're a guy who just switches to only eating kale to try to diet or whatever. That's a problem because first and foremost, gross, but also you're going to be missing a whole lot of other nutrition, a lot of different
Right.
other micronutrients and stuff that you're supposed to get. And then you have the people who like only eat fast food all the time. Well, you're going to be missing certain vitamins and minerals through that thing. But if you get the people who are a little more laissez-faire, you talked about the guys who they drink, they smoke, they do this, they do that, but they're just kind of like doing a little bit of everything. Well, they just got a huge variety of things that they can take in and do. And so now you're in a position where you're getting the little bits and pieces you get all the time. And when you really think about, well, no, that's wrong. I've started learning about our ancestors a little bit more and what their actual nutrition and lifestyle and different things were like. And so we think of, I don't know, everything prior to like 1945 being this real like oatmeal and unseasoned chicken breast life, but that's not even a little bit. There's a YouTube channel you can watch where they pretend it's 1850 and they just make food. That's what this channel's entire thing is. They make food the way they made it then. I'll be damned if they didn't have a spice cabinet, if they weren't eating 4 different types of meat, they were changing up the vegetables based on season, they talked about trading with nearby partners. I learned about when I went to London earlier this year for my sister's wedding, I started learning about London a little bit more, found out that the idea of like a supermarket and unions and different things like that all stemmed from the trade that would go in and out of London. So then that led me down to learn about how the neighborhoods looked. And I'm learning about medieval London, like the 1200s, 1300s, 1400s. And they have these vibrant, vital neighborhoods where they have, basically like their versions of homeowners associations, the guilds, trade unions, and different things like that. Where I'm like, oh, wow, I 100% thought everybody wore tunics and ate oatmeal prior to like 100 years ago. And then even if you go back to the Aztecs and the Egyptians and all these other people, you realize just exactly how like vibrant and like varied their life and livelihoods were and how much actual trade across the world was actually occurring back then. And it's insane. So when you start to think about any one thing being what you're supposed to do, even if you consider what was the word I said earlier, like your ancestral diet or whatever, that's supposed to be based on the fact, like, I have a lot of Scottish and, Northern English ancestry based on all the
Right.
blood test things you do. So I'm
Right.
supposed to eat nothing but lamb and potatoes because that's all they grow there, right? Well, that's garbage, and that's not how it works because it turns out when I eat lamb and potatoes, which again is my favorite. So there must be something to it. I end up getting sick, right? Because I'm missing other stuff. And then I visited northwestern England earlier this year. I didn't see anybody eating lamb and potatoes. They were eating Indian food mostly,
Okay,
to be
there you
honest.
go.
So I don't know. I think maybe variety. That's variety is the spice of life. Thing starts to become important, and then maybe that's
And again, that gets back to the whole idea, don't go to the extreme.